Okay. I wasn't going to say anything. I was going to keep my 2 cents to myself because I know I can get kind of feral and shit. But I got to tell you, this stuff going on lately is really starting to get on my last fucking nerve. Okay? And y'all know I ain't PC, kind of feral, don't really give a shit at this point in life. Don't have the time to give a shit. I don't have the hormonal balance to give a shit. Fucking menopause bullshit. Anyways, here's the deal. I just saw some stuff. Well, I see stuff all the time. I gotta quit watching so much YouTube, I guess. Anyway, point is, I see how a lot of people are really hooked up on this socialism and communism bullshit. And I see how a lot of people think America's so fucking evil. Now, granted, we got our problems. Granted, every government has corruption. I'm not excusing it, okay? I don't say that as an excuse, okay? I say that as, I don't know, a lead up to what I'm fucking trying to get across. Anyway, um, there are so many people who come to this country and they produce videos where they talk about how they're glad we're a capitalist society, how they're glad they've gotten away from socialism or communism, you know, and all the horrible bullshit that goes with what they live through. You know what I mean? And especially like what their family members went through and everything under those sorts of regimes. And they beg people, please, please don't let your country become socialist. Please don't let your country become communist, you know? And I just think it's interesting because I get that some of y'all have TDS. I fucking get that all day long. I got fucking political fatigue. I got retard liberal fatigue. I got fucking race card fatigue. I got all that bullshit fatigue, okay? I'm sick of the dumpster fire. I got dumpster fire goddamn fatigue, okay? I don't know what is fucking going on with y'all's heads. I really don't out there in the world. But y'all need to get your heads out of your fucking asses because I'm going to tell you right now, you got people coming from countries that are shit, that are explaining to you, do not let your country turn into this shit. And what do you do? What do you do? You act like everything's great, like everybody's such a hater if they don't want to enjoy the Muslim shit. Okay, well, if that's going so good, explain to me why New York is so fucking happy. All that free stuff. How's that free rent going for you over there? How you enjoying your little slum lords? Because you know what? The more control you give government for this alleged free shit, the more control they got over you. You know why you all are freaked out over one world currency or, oh my God, the goddamn government's making meat in the labs now? Because they can control you in the end. The more you give them control, the less life you're going to have. Do you want to run around being told what kind of haircut to have, what kind of clothes to wear? Do you not realize what it's like in Korea for those people with that guy, whatever the fuck his name is, with his little weirdo haircut and his little fat face? Rocket, what is it? Trump calls him Rocket Man. I mean, honest to God, folks, do you not ever in history, ever listen to people fucking telling you that have survived this stuff? You can look at me and go, oh, what is she now? She's fat, she's white, she lives in whatever the fuck this is behind me. What is it? Somebody told me one day, was it a Fraggle Rock? I don't give a shit. Here's the deal. Oh my God, I can't even keep my thought. I'm so fucking pissed off with everything right now. I know our government is full of assholes. And I know that all of them are playing us. And I know that there's a lot of theater and psyops going on. Okay, I get that. Okay. But through all of that, why are you not listening to the people who came from this shit and have survived it? Why are you not at least listening to them? It's just like my asshole mom and her, oh, suddenly she loves Hillary fucking Clinton. She was fine with hating that Benghazi bitch. Now all of a sudden, because she hates Trump so thoroughly, Hillary can't possibly be lying about the shit she did to people on Epstein Island. God, no. Oh, what about Trump? What about all the other millions of people that went to Epstein Island? Point is nobody's listening to those victims either. Why did they do that to America? Why did they do that to the world? Look how people are traumatized from looking at those files. I was a phone sex girl. I know the garbage that runs around in people's heads. And I know it's a lot of shit that a lot of us don't want to know. And I can tell you that I will never look at those Epstein files of my own accord. Every now and then I bump into somebody's report of something they saw. I try not to listen too far because I've lived through enough in my life. I've heard enough that I'm quite sure I can fill in the blanks and come up with plenty of horror. Point is, they traumatized everybody. Why? Are you trying to desensitize the entire world so that you can just Epstein the whole fucking place? Nothing's going to come of nothing. Do you think anything's ever going to happen to Hillary? She got away with Benghazi. She gets away with everything. Everything. And I'm not trying to single her out, but the thing is she's a fine example of this bullshit. And she's somebody that nobody's got some TDS type thing about. She seems to be pretty much disliked across the board just because. She's a horrible person. Most of them are horrible fucking people. Most people are horrible fucking people underneath it all. There was a study done where men were allowed to anonymously, on paper or online or something, they were anonymously allowed to answer questions about what they truly thought about rape and stuff. Do you know most of them have no problem with it? Doesn't surprise me. When I was a phone sex person and you weren't supposed to talk about pedophilia, most of the men wanted me to try to act like I was a child on there. I would not do it because I don't wrap my head around that shit. I believe you should be put down like a dog if that's your thing. 2 heads, 1 bullet, line them up 2 by 2. Put them down like a dog eating chicken because they're never going to get better. Okay? So why did they release all that Epstein stuff? It's a distraction. That's all it is. It's just more theater and distraction to just get everybody else separated up. But you guys eat it up. Because why? Because it's human nature to love horror. Terrible stories, drama, titillating things. Oh my God, I can't believe. Well, you went and you looked, didn't you? You must be into it somewhat, somewhere inside of you. You must enjoy disturbing things. Why else would you go look? Oh, curiosity? Well, what do you think about the person who's curious down the street who likes to put firecrackers up the cat's ass? You know, horror is horror. Okay? That's why the nightly news has all these terrible stories instead of positive stories, because horror sells. But nothing is going to come of nothing for those victims. Nothing. Those political people are still going to be empowered. Do you not realize that all of the TDS, the everything, even me bitching about Hillary for an example or anything, it's all of us being talked into choosing sides. Like our parents are getting divorced and we're expected to choose which parent is the less bad of the two and to co-sign all their bullshit because now they're our keeper or something. That's all this political mess really is. And yet we keep letting them get us fucking stirred up. And now you stupid little motherfuckers want communism and socialism. Why? Oh, because I don't want to have a job and it's so awful that I don't have any time to go play Call of Duty and feel like a real man with my man bun and my latte sucking. Yeah. You know why all the immigrants are getting all your girls? Because you're all a bunch of man bun Call of Duty playing little fags who can't fucking man up for real life. Some fat fuck with tits bigger than mine because he's a lard ass fucking stand out in some neighborhood with his little fucking, what is it, some AK or something? I mean, honest to God, oh, I'm going to protect people from ICE. Well, why don't you try protecting the women in your community from pedophiles and rapists instead? How about you man up on bullshit like that instead? Do you know there's entire closed neighborhoods of pedophilia? It's true. I don't know, maybe they were lying, but a whole bunch of them admitted it to me over the phone when I was a phone sex girl. There are entire nice HOA communities where they share children. But yet we're all fighting over who's actually telling the truth about Epstein. That makes a lot of sense, really. Let those bastards have their flags, then we know where to go. X marks the spot, right? I don't understand how we've all gotten caught up in so much infighting with this shit. I don't get it. I don't get how you guys... New York is such a great example of this stuff. Look at the shithole New York is turning into. Financially, legally, safety-wise, whatever. Look what a shithole. Look at Europe turning into a gigantic grape culture. I suppose I'm not supposed to say rape on her, so I'll say grape, whatever, because the algorithm's probably going to nail me anyway for the shit I'm saying. Because it's not pro-Muslim, it's not pro-whatever, it's not sucking Mondami's dick. Sorry, it's not going to happen. Shove it in my face, I'll bite it. I'll bite it off real good. It's going to take me 7 pounds of pressure to rip twist your fucking nutsack off. That's right, 7 pounds of pressure. Roughly about how much it takes for me to lift a gallon of milk. I can also rip off your ears, pull off your face, and crush your larynx for roughly about the same amount of pressure. So if any women are out there watching this, since we are headed for grape culture and all the men are signing off on it because they don't give a fuck, because they're not going to be denied the gym, the movies, to be able to talk in public. They're not going to have to wear burqas and cover themselves up 100%. They're not going to have to live with the kind of culture that we're going to have to live with, which we already kind of live with anyway as a female, because let's face it, we're spoils of war. We're targets for psychos. Oh my God, she has too much light in her, too much confidence. I got to go smash it out of her. Grape isn't about sex. It's about control and power. You know why a whole bunch of these dudes are coming over from those Muslim countries? Because we look like a bunch of easy whores to them. This outfit, it would give them the right to do whatever they want to me in public. What if I was your mom or your sister or your daughter? Does that all seem so fancy now? Does it? Because that is a real threat, okay? Look at history. Look at how entire countries have changed, and not for the better, when Sharia took over, when Muslims took over. Basically, it looks worse than fucking Detroit. Do you want to live in that? Do you want to subjugate the women that thoroughly? You think life sucks now because you have a hard time getting to an abortion pill or an abortion in general? Wait till they're fully in charge. Wait till they're fully fucking in charge. It ain't going to matter what's going on with you. You know what? You can only see a female doctor under their rules. But women aren't allowed to get more than a 6th or 7th grade education. So how the fuck does that work? Women are never allowed to be trained to be doctors in their culture. So where does that leave women? That leaves you giving birth with the lady down the street and hope to God she's helped somebody else give birth that can help you. And hope to God there's no complications or the cords around your baby's neck, or maybe you need a C-section, because boy, are you guys fucked. Yeah. You think it's so difficult now to be a woman in this country, in America, when we got more rights than anybody else? So we're going to be stupid with our fucking white guilt and we're going to go move to Afghanistan and marry some pig goat fucker? Are you serious now? Those women would give their soul to be out of that bullshit. That's another thing. Your soul. Okay. I keep wanting to touch the opposite side looking at the fucking picture. Say you actually do believe in heaven and hell. Okay. Do you not realize, as a woman, the only way you go to Muslim heaven is if you're a virgin? Because then you're a spoil of a man who made it to heaven as a martyr or whatever. When you're on earth, your husband has to fuck you whether you like it or not, and you have to put up with it. That means you're not a virgin anymore. That means, as a Muslim woman, you have nothing to look forward to in this life or the next. All you have is pain and subjugation for eternity, now and later. Why would you want to sign up for that? Why? How is that a loving God? How is that a loving prophet? How is that a religion that respects women? When you can't even raise your voice in your own home or you're going to be put down. You have to have 4 witnesses because your word is nothing. You are nothing. You are made to be fucking invisible and serve. You are nothing more than somebody to cook their food, clean their house, raise their little jihadists, and take whatever sexual deviancy that they want to place on you. You can't even speak when you're being beaten. You have to stay silent. Awesome religion. Awesome. New York, 9/11. You lost husbands, wives, children, grandparents, cousins, whoever. You lost family. You have children growing up who will never know one of their parents. Ever. And yet, we're all supposed to care that, celebrating 9/11, remembering what happened, makes it hard for the Muslims. Oh my God. Don't want to do that in a Christian country where you're supposed to speak fucking English, which reminds me to make this video. You know how far down the list you have to go to even find English? And that surprises me because, for one, English is like the one language that every country uses to communicate because for some reason it's like the international thing. But yet, even in my own country where English fucking comes from, I have to push one or whatever or two to get to fucking English. Wow. You know, I'm surprised they don't have a whole long number list of like different languages for people to get to, which would be fine. But I don't know why they don't. Why is it only English and Spanish? I mean, isn't that racist on some level? Isn't that failing to be progressive or PC or nice? Why does tolerance mean that I have to erase myself so that you can feel better? Why does tolerance mean that I have to feel bad that I came out white? I don't think it makes me better than anybody else, but I'm certainly not going to feel goddamn guilty for something that I had no fucking control over. I didn't tell ancestors to do whatever the fuck they did. I didn't tell your ancestors to sell you off so that my ancestors could buy you to pick my goddamn cotton. Reparation? Are you fucking serious? What about the Asians? Look how they were treated here. Do you know there's a whole entire train full of dead Asians stuck in a mountain in, Morenci, Arizona? You know why? Because they were helping to build the railroad, and when they were sick of them, they loaded them all into a boxcar like they were going home for the evening like usual, and they fucking blew them up in the goddamn mountain so they don't have to fucking deal with them. So now there's a mass grave in there. Where's their reparation? Where's their family's reparation? You don't see Asians fucking crying about reparation. What do? They come over here and they pull off the American dream like none other. They pull it off better than us honkies. And yet, they're not crying for reparation, are they? The Irish, they came over here. They were treated just as bad as black people were, only since they were white, there wasn't a separate faucet. Polish people, they still take shit to this day. Native Americans, don't even get, oh my God. This was their land first. They got raped. They got their names changed. They got their haircut changed. They got fucking their religion removed from them, their entire culture. They were crammed into houses that are built wrong for their spiritual beliefs. They're crammed into fucking schools that are anti everything that they go for. I mean, it's just, we brought them disease and plague. And do you see them crying for reparation? No. What did they do? They did a reverse Uno. They built casinos. They turned all that alcoholism around and they said, you know what? You want to get us hooked on something? Enjoy our casinos. Give us back that money you stole from us. They're not crying for reparation. They're out there pulling up their bootstraps and getting their shit done. Okay? Now, I think that's obvious. I'm just going to call it out because I'm sure y'all are calling it out and calling me a racist at this point. I don't give a fuck. Thing is, what happened to your people was really fucked up. I'll give you that. What happened to a lot of people has been fucked up through time. But it begins with your own selling your own. And then nowadays, reparation's the big deal. Okay, well, what about all the endless government you've lived on your entire life? What about the ones who have never basically paid a bill out of their own money? Ever once. Not the groceries, not the rent, not nothing. I'm not mad at them. Fucking A, work that system. It was set in place to fucking subjugate you and give them control over you. That's why you have all those freebies, so they can tell you what to do and they can wrap your mind around their little finger and stuff. That's what it is. That's so they have control over you. It's not generosity. It's not. It's no different than keeping a dog in a nicer pound or something. You're their pet. You're the Democrats' pet, and you've been played. And you should know that. Just saying. I mean, most of the racists that have ever happened in history, Democrats. Most of the racist statues that y'all got talked into getting all fired up and tearing down, those statues, yeah, they were racist, but they were also a lot of Democrats, weren't they? How about that? Did you know Abraham Lincoln, who was very vested in helping y'all out, he was a Republican. A Democrat killed him. You should know that. Democrats are not your friend. You know why they make affirmative action to try to act like they're your friend? Because they don't think you can keep up with the rest of the herd. They think you got to have shit dumbed down. They think you're less than them. Here, okay, let me get back to good old Hillary Clinton for an example on this part. Okay? She goes out there to do her little speeches and stuff, do her little rallies, whatever. It's cool. They all do it. I get it. They all pander. They all sound a little different sometimes, stuff like that. It's going to happen. Okay? Hillary Clinton, fairly refined, white woman, no accent to speak of, not even from the state she came from particularly. She gets out there to talk to a crowd of black people, and she says, I reckon I ain't got no reason to be tired. I reckon I ain't got no reason to be tired. Well, for one, that's very poor English for somebody with so much education and background with dealing with educated people. She's talking to you like that because she thinks you're a fucking idiot. She's talking to you like that because she's so out of touch that she thinks that blacks still talk like old Southern Negro, like you're out of some fucking Gone with the Wind. Oh, no, nothing about birthing no babies, Miss Scarlet. In her world, y'all are still fucking mammies and shit, apparently. Because why else is she up there talking, sounding like fucking Sling Blade? Are you serious right now? And don't even get me started on that protein depository fucking wine box bitch Kamala Harris. She panders so hard. She's got like 8 different fucking accents. It's just it'd be funny if it wasn't so offensive after a while. You know, they made the statue of the black woman they put up out in Times Square. I don't even know if it's still there, but it was very unflattering. She looked like your basic pillow-butted welfare mom project fodder. Not to be mean, but I'm telling you, even the other black people were like, that's one fucked up statue. You know what I'm saying? It's just, they are so out of touch, and you guys just buy their bullshit all the fucking time. All the time. If immigration was so great, then why is it messing up the benefits that people were getting in this country? You know? I mean, how does anybody expect reparation if it's all going to illegal immigrants? There's nothing left. And socialism and communism is not going to fix that. It has never worked in history, and it's not going to work. Granted, capitalism, yeah, it's a little rude and it creates the war machine and shit. I give you that. Okay. But at least it doesn't tell you, like Koreans, how you're going to dress, how you're going to act, how you're going to cut your hair. Do you know that under that Un guy, there's only specific haircuts for men and specific haircuts for women, and you are not allowed to deviate from those. You must have a picture of him in your house or whoever's in charge at the time. And if your house catches fire, you're not allowed to save your pets or your babies. No, you must save that photo at the very cost of your life, because it is like you're saving the supreme leader. Yeah. Do you want bullshit rules like that? Enjoy your socialism then and your communism and shit. Do you want stores that don't actually have food in it? Enjoy your bullshit. You think you're under some sort of fucked off regime now? Keep playing with the Muslims, keep playing with communism, keep playing with socialism, and I guarantee you, you're not going to have abortion rights, you're not going to have gay rights, you're not going to have transgender rights, you're not going to have fucking all these labels, you're not going to have the right to change your sex, you're not going to have any of that, because you know what? All this stuff that Muslims claim that they're fine with and they're good with it and live your own life and all that shit, because we live our life, you live your life, I'm going to tell you right now, they have no respect for you, and they're allowing it and acting like that they're cool with it because they want your votes. They want you to buy into the bullshit. Because stop and look at the Muslim community. Okay, how often are they aborting their children? How often are they transgendering their children? How often are they allowed to question their religion or leave it? How often do they allow for gays? How about that? Gays for Palestine. Have y'all not seen the videos of people who are so proud to go to Palestine, and they know that they could be thrown off a building and killed? And usually they are, because, you know, the Muslim faith is so open and accepting of everybody. They don't care if they're going to be killed because they're still there in solidarity for others. Okay. I suppose that's honorable on some level, but I mean, why would you want to sacrifice to that level? I mean, that's not helping anybody. The Muslims don't give a shit if you get yourself killed over there. You're not fucking helping free anybody. You're not helping to free Palestine with your bullshit. They're playing you guys. They are playing you even harder than the Democrats did, and you're falling for it. You're just scooping it up because you can't see past your fucking TDS far enough to fucking realize that there is a huger enemy out there than the big mean orange guy in the office. Okay? I'm telling you, there is a lot of dirty, crazy dumpster fire out there, and you guys are like missing the fucking point entirely, and you're just helping it. In this country, there's already so many wonderful things that we take for granted, you know? And I just think that you guys need to stop and think about that. I'm talking about more than just beer and bacon and women allowed to show their cleavage, which who doesn't love tits, right? Even gay guys probably. But like, I don't know how to get this across to you, and I'm just going to go ahead and sound completely nuts right now when I say this because I'm sure I'm already like got all kind of labels on me at this point. Um, I have noticed in my life that when I get a thought, if it feels solid in a certain place, like right about here, like right in the diaphragm kind of area, solar plexus head forward. Anyway, oh, how can she find it? She's so fat. Fuck you. Anyway, um, how do you figure out which end to wipe the shit out of? Dick face. Anyway, I lost my thought. God damn it. I don't know. Fuck it. Who cares? Anyways, y'all are a bunch of idiots if you vote this shit in because I'm gonna tell you right now. You think you got no rights now? That's where I was headed. I can't believe that you think that you're going to be allowed to have the rights that you have if you get enough of them in charge. I mean, how many people does Nick Shirley need to expose before you guys understand it's not a really smart idea to let third worlders in? I mean, you want to let Middle Eastern people in, fine, but let them in from somewhere that fucking has it together like the UAE or something like that. Fuck, man. You taking in these third world fucking turds that are trying to Detroit the entire fucking planet? Are you serious right now? Are you fucking serious? And then people are mad at Poland because they don't want to let immigrants and shit in. Poland's smart. I wish I lived in friggin' Poland. Hell yeah, man. Well, maybe I shouldn't say I wish I lived in Poland. I don't know what all the rest of their laws are. It could be a little suck nuts. But overall, the way that they're like keeping good control over the whole immigrant thing, I think is genius. I really do. I don't see it as racist. I see it as making sure your country doesn't erase who they are. I mean, so many people come to this country and they say, "Oh, I need asylum. Oh, I'm such a victim. Oh, 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 oh." 2 minutes later, they're bashing America. America sucks because of this. America's fucked because of that. You know, and they start trying to bring in the belief systems and the culture that they came from that supposedly was oppressing them. If you're so fucking oppressed in your country and it's so miserable there, then why come here and try to turn it into there? Why go anywhere and try to turn it into there? Do y'all not see the videos of what Europe's going through? The way they can't even speak out anymore? The way that, like, oh my God, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's just like in Africa with the whole reverse apartheid stuff. It's like, I get people are mad and people just feel like they have generations of revenge to get out of their system or something. I understand that. But at the same time, now that it's not the whites that are in control and now the whites are being treated worse than anything on the planet, they're like living in shacks and stuff. They can barely get jobs or food or anything because they're white and the tide has turned. And I understand what the mindset could be there and all that. But at the same time, those people didn't do those things to your ancestors. And your ancestors helped those things to help happen to your people. And when you're given the majority so that you can actually flip it to cause what's happening over there, don't you think it would show you to be the better person if you didn't turn it into the projects and be mean to people like it's some sort of weird prison yard and you got to keep the colors separated? Don't you think you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot? You probably don't, because I'm going to tell you something right now, and this is going to get me probably yelled at, maybe even banned off YouTube. I don't fucking know. But I'm going to tell you right now, A lot of black people, a lot of non-white people in general are very, very racist. I was raised to not see color. I honestly never would see color. Like, color would be like the last thing I would describe. Somebody would say, well, what did the person look like? Oh, it was a guy. They were such and such tall. They looked like whatever age. They had such and such color hair. They wore glasses. I mean, everything except for the color of the person until the very end of it, because it didn't really occur to me. I don't know. It's boggling for me to think of, but it was like the last thing I would think to like describe about a person. I never like, I mean, I guess if you're like the one opposite color of everybody else out of the whole thing, I might have thought of it quicker, but not hugely likely at the time. But then in fifth grade, um, I was stuck living in the projects. I was like one of two, maybe three white families down there, and I learned really fast that I was a cracker. The first fight I ever got in, I got my ass whooped hard. I'm telling you what, that boy beat me good. His brother was in boxing classes and taught him how to proper box, and all I had ever done was fight my stupid little brother. So I was screwed. I got my ass handed to me hard. And I can say that without being upset about it. I mean, it was what it was. I was 11. Whatever. Um, Point of the reference of the story, though, is that that's when I started noticing the division of colors and the differences of personalities and patterns and behaviors of certain people, be it because of gender or sexuality or color or whatever, age, whatever the demographic was, I started noticing. And color got into that demographic. And when I went to prison, I watched how, even though in Arizona at the time, I don't know what it's like now, it's been years, but at the time the women didn't separate themselves because of color. They dated indiscriminately and stuff. The biggest problem for the cops around us was trying not to get stuck seeing somebody actually getting it on or something, or getting mad at us all for hugging because we're always having parties for everything. Oh, you're getting out. Oh, you got a birthday. Oh, whatever. So we're always creating family. But anyway, um, in there, like the only time you saw people purposefully separate was when, you know, people would separate themselves because it was familiarity is comfortable. Like we tend to be drawn towards people who look a lot like us because we see us in the mirror every day. So we might pick somebody who has the same eye color or face shape or skin tone or something. Might be more drawn to that because of that. Hi, Sage, honey. Anyway, uh, I lost my thought again. Damn it. Hi, baby. Hi, sweetheart. Oh, this is Sage. She's a pound puppy, aren't you, kid? I know it's a cat, but you get my drift. Anyway, she is a duo because she had a sister who's here too, huh? And they got adopted together because we want to keep them together, and they're so sweet. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yeah. Um. Anyway, uh, bring my thoughts back. Hmm. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just tired of all the inequality and shit. Oh yeah, color blindness. Um, like the Native American women, they would kind of stick to themselves, and the black women would always be grouped up and doing each other's hair and stuff. And not to be mean, but it did kind of remind me of at the zoo when the animals group up because the way they sit there in a big wad grooming each other. Um, I ain't mad at them, whatever, it's cool. Uh, I just, I just want to point out that usually people separate themselves, and more than white people are racist. A lot of times, white people are the last people to be racist. A lot of times, the reason white people become racist is because reverse racism was pulled on them. Like, I never used to have a racist bug in me at all. Now I know I do. I admit it. I fully admit it. I am somewhat of a racist. And it's because I noticed patterns and I noticed behaviors, and I just choose not to hang out with certain people because of that. And I'm not saying it's a color thing necessarily either. Like, okay, how often do we know that white trash comes out of a trailer park? They usually got that accent. The stereotypical dude, he's got what, the dirty wife beater on, maybe some cigarette holes up in it, maybe a mullet, even if you're going to go real deep on it, right? And he's usually hooked up to somebody named Tammy or Darlene or something like that. It's just like how, you know, um, oh, how do I put this? Okay, people have such a problem with stereotypes, but the thing is if you think about it, a stereotype is really just it's like when Hollywood decides who should be in a story or a movie. Like, you know how some actors are like super believable as a certain character and then other ones aren't for the same character? And it's because the one seems so believable, like you would expect them to be that kind of person, regardless of what the character is. That's what I'm talking about. That's basically what stereotypes come down to, too, is like the same typecasting that happens when you decide, like, okay, say you're writing a story or a movie script, right? And you think, how do I want to put across this character? How can I make this character believable or hey, or like somebody who uh trying to think how I can explain this really good. I don't know, but we're all little stereotypes of ourselves. I'm sure I'm a stereotype of something or somebody in a character. I mean, like if you're watching this and you think about what person would she play in a movie or a story, you'll figure out what stereotype I am. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't see where it's racist to notice things like over in Europe. They're having huge problems with certain types of men, like graping the shit out of people, and um, I don't see how it's racist for people to go, oh, well, that's the kind of guy that I might want to walk on the other side of the street for because I'm a female and I'm by myself and I don't have a machete in my back pocket today. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it's ridiculous. I'm not saying every time you see somebody who's not the same race as you, clutch your pearls and hold your purse tighter. That's bullshit. I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying expect to be attacked or any of that. I'm just saying be aware of your fucking surroundings. You know what I mean? It's just, damn it, people. You know, people are using words like racism and Islamophobe and all that other stuff. All the tropes. It's the new catchword, I guess, right? Um, all that's just a way to bully people into a corner and to make you submit. Because if you feel guilty or like you owe somebody something, why would you protest it? You know? Why would you speak out against it if you're shamed into, oh my God, you're a fucking racist if you're not okay with this? You know? That's like saying you're a sexist because you're not okay with being raped. Seriously? Oh, I must be a feminist man hater because I don't like to be choked or something or have my face skull fucked. I don't know. I mean, honest to God, where does it fucking end? Really, where does it end? You know? No wonder women are fucking transgendering into being dudes. It's safer. And then if everything does go super Muslim, the only thing that's going to be safe for anybody is if you're a dude. Because women, you can't talk in public. You get groped even if you have a burqa on. You can't go to the gym, can't go to the movies, can't drive, can't go to school, can't hold a job, can't have an opinion, can't raise your voice at home. You have to do everything and anything your husband says, no matter how fucked up it is. And if he beats the Jesus out of you, well, you must have had it coming because, oh my God, you fucking exist. And you better have 4 witnesses because your word isn't worth jack shit. Yeah. I feel sorry for women. I really do. Women as a whole really need to start standing up for themselves. We take way too much shit. And now we got men turning into dudes. I mean, women, men turning into women. As if half of them aren't a big enough bitch anyway, right? I'd much rather a dude just be bi and honest about it. I mean, why do we need all the labels? So what, you want to wear a dress? So it's your fashion style. You don't need a fucking label. And I don't need to know who the fuck you're fucking either. Honest to God, man. Fucking get it together. I'm just, I'm so pissed off with everything right now. And I can't stop being pissed off because you people just keep coming up with more stupid shit and letting the goddamn Muslims be in charge. What is wrong with you? You think Trump puts the dick in dictator? Keep stacking the Muslims. Keep fucking stacking them and see how it fucking goes for you. Because I guarantee you right fucking now, you got about 300 million more fucking rights than most of those women in those countries. And they would even tell you so themselves. But they're not really allowed to speak, not even on the internet. You know why that girl who's the big deal right now that went to Afghanistan for some dude she met on fucking, what is it, WhatsApp or Snapchat or whatever, and she's a fucking previously a truck driver? You know why you don't see her on film and shit? because it was all PR bullshit. She is not allowed to be on camera without her headgear. She's not supposed to be speaking in shit. Jesus Christ. Now that the whole fucking PR part of it is over and they're trying to make it look like they're so progressive and shit over there as the Taliban or whatever, and now you see she isn't on the film. She isn't talking mostly. A whole bunch of shit. Did you notice on the videos where she was that the places she went to were ghosted? They were like fucking so empty. There was the employee. There was her husband who goes and deals with the employee because, oh, what's that? You're not allowed as a woman to talk to another man, but men are in charge of everything. So how the fuck does that work? Are you fucking serious? I hope you don't like dogs or cats or anything because they don't want you having that shit either. You don't like fucking dogs. You can forget so many things. You're not going to be able to go out for cheeseburgers anymore. Forget swimming. Forget the movies. Forget concerts. Forget the club. Forget being sexy. No need for all that. No, sir. Yep. You like your makeup? Forget it. Do you know there's only specific, very few nail polishes that even they can wear because it has to be like their version of kosher? Which almost makes sense on some level when you think about nail polish because technically whatever you put on your nails absorbs into your liver and stuff. And that's why you got to watch how much nail remover and shit you're using on a regular basis. As I say with my nails painted. But anyway, something to think about. But yeah, I mean, go Muslim by all means. You're never having another abortion and you're going to have every fucking kid that they want you to have, no matter what, even if it kills you. And then when you have a daughter, they're going to marry her off. Very young even. 6, 9 years old, don't matter. You can kiss her childhood goodbye. Any daughter that you have, you're consigning her to the same misery and hell that you're going through or worse. You know, the only saving grace for her is maybe she'll get the guy who's actually just burning people, literally, for their dowries. There's men currently who marry women and then after a few months of absorbing their dowries will murder them. They'll set them on fire and murder them that way. And then once they're dead and gone, they go get another one, they get another dowry, and they keep doing it. They're like black widows for dowries. It's a great money game for them as long as they can keep hitting chicks that come with cattle and whatever. You want that for your life? You want that for your daughters? Cool. Cool. I'm glad that feminists are so into the patriarchy that let's all go Muslim because America and white people are so awful. So awful. Yeah. Just remember that when you're not allowed to be a feminist anymore. Just remember that when you're going to be murdered if you get caught kissing your lover, whether you're a boy or girl. Okay? There is no getting married because of love. There won't be any of that. You're going to have arranged marriages all day long. And if you don't like it, oh well, you're just going to get a beating. Have you not seen the public beatings when they're not allowed to speak? They're still in all their covering. And I can guarantee you that 2x4 that they're getting hit with all the time, I don't feel good. I've had plastic bow doors across my back when I was younger. And I can tell you that that was no fun. And so I can guarantee that I don't believe that 2x4 shit would be. So that's what you're signing them up for. You're signing them up for honor killings because somebody decided whatever or was sick of their wife and so they just claimed it so they could get rid of her. That's what you're signing up for. You're signing up for genital mutilation. You're signing up to lose just about every freedom you've ever fucking had as a female. And if you're a dude, you get it a little bit better, but in the end, you think you can run around with your little face tattoos, your little gayness. You think they're going to be okay with you kissing a dude when you're a dude? Well, they are behind the scenes because, I mean, they do have boys that dress like women up to a certain age so that they can fuck them behind the scenes. But, you know, I guess that's a law's little blind spot in their living room. Much like Facebook is a law's little blind spot. That's why they feel comfortable asking an infidel to see her tits 10 minutes into talking to her. Yeah, they're so pious and amazing. So glad you girls are signing us all up for it. So glad you men are co-signing the bullshit too. You're probably gonna go, oh, she's fucking MAGA, oh, this or that. Even if I were, it wouldn't matter. Truth is still truth. You're still headed for mad subjugation and shit. And you don't even care. You don't even care. You're like, hey, let's go to Starbucks together now that you're my overlord. That's another thing. You can't even have a woman on the cup on Starbucks, okay, in their country. And you think you're going to be so free in America once they come in charge of everything. You're a dumb bitch. You're a stupid fucks if you think that. You guys have no idea. You're so stupid. I bet none of you have even looked at the Quran. I bet none of you have ever researched any sort of history, any sort of anything. And it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. Because I bet a lot of people who see this video are going to go, oh, she's such a stupid fucking asshole, fat bitch. Because you don't bother to look up the facts. You just run around with all the bullshit that they say. I thought it was bullshit too, and I wanted to see who was telling the truth or whatever. And I have read a good bit of the Quran. And I have looked at a lot of things, and I've listened to a lot of things. And all I can tell you is it's a bad idea to let them be so much in charge, but what do I know? I hope you enjoy not having bars or anything anymore. No more parties. Music. No. Probably going to have to learn another language at some point even. Hell, Mon Dummy, he's pulling Mandarin. That's actually pretty good because Mandarin's supposed to be really hard to learn, so maybe he's not as stupid as he looks like. But he's a lying pig. I guarantee you that. I can read him all day long. If he doesn't backhand that woman once in a while, I'll be shocked. Absolutely fucking shocked. Unbelievable. I wonder how many of you dumb bitches fucking voted him in because you think he's handsome or something, because he's the least shitty looking goat fucker that they've presented so far. Unbelievable. Like when I heard grown women talking, I'm voting for Clinton because he's so handsome. Not one bit about policy or nothing. No, 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 no. Never mind all the bra burning of your foremothers and all the shit women have had to go through to have even just the littlest bit of fucking rights now. No. Let's use the right that we finally gained. We were the last ones allowed to vote, you know. Anyway, why don't you use... I can't even right now. I'm just getting so mad. So mad. It's just like watching black people fucking lay around in the fucking projects and not do anything with themselves and fucking get caught up in aiding and abetting and creating more stereotype, which is a damn shame. Because throughout history, there are people, various different nationalities, who have actually really contributed to society hugely, hugely. You know, and they have a right to be proud and stuff. But instead of being proud and looking at the things that you've achieved, you choose to use the race card and cry and whine and complain. You're saying, well, you're a white bitch with white privilege. Really? I grew up on the system. I grew up on welfare. I grew up in shitty houses. I grew up in a lot of stuff. I never lived in white neighborhoods. I've never had white privilege. The closest I've had to white privilege is being able to stand up as a white person and speak on behalf of somebody else at a store that isn't white so that they can be taken fucking seriously. That's about as far as my white pride or white privilege has ever fucking gone. White privilege? Shit. I ain't had no fucking silver spoon in my life. My whole life has been such a fucking survival thing. If I sat here and told you everything I've survived in my life, you'd think it was a made-for-TV fucking movie. You wouldn't even believe it. The reason I'm so against all this shit and so angry and I just want to scream at the top of the fucking... I have spent the majority of my life surviving and being held down by others in a country that's super free. And I can tell you right now, it is not an easy life. And I can tell you right now that there is no way you want the level of bullshit that is coming with that shit. There's just no way, dudes. There's no way. Maybe the men, because all men really want is us to sit around and be subject to them and serve them and do whatever they say when they say it, so they're probably all in. I don't know. I find it hard to believe that there's any men out there that wouldn't be, because underneath it all, it's been fucking pigs. Yes, I'm married to a man and I love him very much, but the majority of the men out there are not worth bringing home or having a kid with, I'll tell you that. Ugh, I just get so frustrated because it's like, I feel like most of the women who are taken off to go live in like Afghanistan or promote this bullshit, they've just never really experienced anything in life that showed them that terrible things happen. They probably come from a world of nothing bad never happens. And they were probably popular and had everything given to them. And, you know, they're vapid. I mean, you know, shallow. Anyway. I don't understand why you would want to give up those rights. I just don't get it. And I don't understand why you would be so keen on helping to create a society that does what it does to girls and will do to your children in the future, should they be a girl. You know? Do you want your sons pulled because they're pulled for some army of some sort or something? You think that the draft was bad in America? Wait till people take your sons when they're very young to turn them into these people, to turn them into whatever. There's children 8, 9 years old with huge guns that already know how to kill, that are dead set to kill, to let themselves be martyred so they can please their false god that was provided to them by some hateful fucking pedophile rapist. Unbelievable. And I know you're probably going, well, you sound like a Trumper and he's a pedophile and this and that. Because that's what it always comes back to. The left always comes back to that bullshit. Okay? He's never been seen to mess with a kid, but your prophet has. Your prophet married a little girl, for fuck's sake. Just because little girls' pussies are God, stretchable doesn't mean you should do that. When I was a phone sex person, this guy admitted to me some really horrible shit he does to little girls. And I asked him, how the fuck can you be like that? And his answer was, little girls are really pliable. Is that what you want for your children? Is that what you fucking want? If you're a dude, probably, because men can give shit less. They're on a whole different agenda. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Do you not realize we're headed into the last hour with this stuff? And I just realized I forgot to finish something I started to tell you earlier about when I get that feeling in there that tells me something is right, even if I don't want it to be. Always happens, even if I don't want it to. Right there for years. For years. I have heard what is coming. And you can say you're crazy. But my life has been a game of survival. And because of that, my brain has learned to catch on to things and notice things that sometimes people don't catch. And other people who have been through it, their brain does the same thing. It recognizes shit real quick. It catches little nuances that most people don't catch. And because of that, and because I watch way too much politics and I pay attention through the years, I have been telling people for the longest that it's going to come down to Muslim versus non-Muslim. It doesn't matter what your gender, your age, your faith, whatever. If you're not a Muslim, I'm telling you, it's going to come down to that, and on a global scale, which has nothing to do with the current theater of the bullshit psyop stuff that people are pulling. There's enough videos out there where there is the horse's mouth, actual imams and stuff, saying what the agenda is, saying step by step what it is. And yet, what? Is that the right being radical? Is that the right lying to you somehow? It's coming from the horse's fucking mouth. What more do you need? Is your white guilt Your American guilt, your, gee, I've got more than them, so I should feel sorry for them guilt. Where is that guilt for helping your fellow man? Where is that guilt for standing up for a woman or child when you see terrible things happening to them in public? Hmm? Hmm? Where is that? Why don't you take your fucking white guilt, go down to the projects and mow some fucking lawns for people who are a little old and can't do shit for themselves anymore? Hmm? Why don't you try bringing Meals on Wheels to disenfranchised neighborhoods? Hmm? Hmm? Okay? You're a bunch of fucking hypocrites. Your guilt only makes you whine and cry and join shit that gets you to fight all this ICE shit that's totally out of fucking control with what people are saying about it. Just such bullshit. You know, it's funny. Oh, they separate families. You know what? When I got incarcerated, I was separated from my children. I didn't see them for 11 years. Okay? And I'm a citizen. And I wasn't even 100% guilty. And they knew it. The prosecuting attorney even said, we really don't know what to do with her, but because we've taken time from her already, we have to go ahead and sentence her or she could sue us. Yeah. How's that for white privilege? Never been in trouble before in my life. How is that for not separating a family? There were people and children in cages during Obama and Bush also. Okay? And I'm not trying to stick up for Trump, but sometimes I get really fucking tired of people not getting their facts right. Because if you're going to be mad at him for that shit, you need to remember to be mad at all the others that did that same shit. Okay? When you're mad at white people for reparation, remember to also be mad at your ancestors who helped fucking hawk you. Okay? Native Americans also owned slaves. Did you know that? Spaniards owned slaves, Italians, all kind of people, Romans, all kind of people. There's been white slaves. There's still slavery today. And some of those people, yeah, you know what? They're fucking white. How's that for goddamn privilege? You fuck nuts. Jesus fucking Christ. You know what? I get being offended by stuff and I get being mad about stuff, but you need to get your fucking education together. You need to do a little research, a little history, and look this shit up and realize what the fuck is going on and balance it and quit being so fucking played. But you don't. Instead, everybody wants a freebie so fucking bad. Everybody's so caught up in being a goddamn victim anymore, regardless of if it's a victim because of your gender, your race, your identity of who you fuck, whatever it is, you know. And I'm just so fucking over it. I don't understand why we keep letting them divide us like this. It's just stupid. It's right down to, like, say you're at school and there's two popular kids. And it doesn't even matter if they're a horror show of a person or not. Eventually, somebody is going to be on their side with whatever they do, right? They're going to stand up for them all the time. Talking about, oh, they're not so bad. They're this or that or whatever. Okay. But then you get the school divided between who's going to pick which popular person, right? And now you got all this infighting going on and everything else. Or like your parents are getting divorced and you got to pick one of them. It's the same thing. That's what all of this is. In the end, it comes down to them finding ways to piss us off and divide us. You know, and to have people running around going, oh, that's how it's working with the Islam stuff is bullshit. Because the reason people who are very adamantly against it, like myself, is because we have looked at history. We have seen how you have negatively impacted every fucking culture you've ever gone into and subjugated. You have negatively impacted it. Okay? Explain to me what an awesome job is going on in New York. Explain to me how New York City is such an amazing place now with all of it. Explain to me how any of those promises really came true. And the ones that have, they've come out in such a weird way. There's no way that you'd ever want it to actually happen. Or it comes out in a way that in the end isn't really so free or whatever. You know, it's just such bullshit. I mean, how many times are we going to fall for this stuff? How many times are you going to hear no new taxes? And so you vote the person in and then the taxes go up and you're like, why'd the fucking taxes go up? Oh, I thought you said no new taxes. That's why I voted for you. And they can look at you and they can say, they're not new taxes. Those taxes were always there. They're just increased. I never said I wouldn't increase what was already there. I just simply said I wouldn't make new ones, right? Yeah. So then you're like, you're supposed to expect to feel like, Oh, well, they didn't lie to me. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they straight did. To your face, you dumb fuck. I hope you picked them because they were so cute. Or because they're pro Muslim. Or because they'll let you abort children and dye your hair purple. Oh, you think Muslims are going to allow that? I don't fucking think so, bro. I don't fucking think so. All right? Y'all are stupid. Fucking stupid. Unbelievably fucking stupid. Anybody who votes Muslim shit is fucking stupid. Anybody who believes that Somalis are a good fucking idea after everything is stupid. Look at this. We got people trying to vote in laws that prevent people like Nick Shirley from being able to question fraud and shit. Really? Doesn't that just say like everything about that party? Everything. I mean, if you're so legit, if you're so on, what is it, transparent, because that's another catchword everybody likes now. If you're so transparent and honest, then why are you trying to outlaw somebody asking if you're a fucking fraud or if you've been ripping off your whole fucking state and everybody else? Okay? Why? You can only have so many people ripping shit off before there's nothing left to rip off. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed when businesses get the till skimmed too much, what happens? Oh, they go out of business. Oh, government's kind of the same way because government, yeah, it's a fucking business. It's a total racket. And the more you guys give fucking government uh, power over you, the more screwed you're going to be. I would suggest a vast majority of you need to go read, even if you read the condensed version, go read George Orwell's 1984. Please. Okay? Alice Rand, Atlas Shrugged. Go look at these books because I'm going to tell you right now, it's exactly what's fucking happening to our society right now. It started back during Bush with the fucking Patriot Act. Do you know how many of your rights have been removed because of the Patriot Act, or how many rights that you still have, but technically they can go around them with their little loopholes and circumvent shit? Yeah, you're screwed. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It used to be the pursuit of something else, but I forget what. But they changed, I think it was property, but they changed it to happiness because it was too sticky for them to have it stay the other way. Because technically, when you own property, you only own what's on top of it. You don't own what's inside of it. That's why you got to pay for rights if you should strike mineral or oil or anything on your property. That's why they can see shit so easily. Fucking idiots. The whole COVID thing, that was another scam to get fucking software recognition stuff working out right. I mean, there's just so much shit nowadays. Everything is just so bait and switch and full of shit, and it's just, and we all just eat it up. Just fucking spoonfuls, sprinkle sugar on it. A bunch of fucking idiots. I'm telling you, you guys keep voting in this Muslim shit, you can forget your rights. You can forget all of it. They're not gonna want you doing the things that you're doing currently. They're not. You can forget having any kind of a social life as a girl. You're not allowed to drive. You can only go to school to like 6th or 7th grade. You're supposed to be birthing out them babies, girl. Kind of like the Mormons want you to do, but at least they give you to 18 instead of 9. Unbelievable bullshit. I'm telling you, you want the right to practice whatever belief system you have, to have freedom of speech, to be able to walk down the street and tell somebody, hey, fuck you. That's not going to happen anymore if you let them get in charge. It's just not. It's just not. Personally, I hope I'm long, old, dead by then. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. So I'm going to tell you right now, if I get stuck in a burqa, well, anyway, um, I just don't get it. I don't get the mindset. I don't understand all of it. And I realize that not all Muslims are out to fly an airplane into a building or subjugate people or whatever. But their religion as a whole, um, I don't know. I guess I'm done ranting. I'm tired now. I've probably been on here for an hour. I don't know. But if you really are for women's rights, freedom of speech, equality and rights across the board for everybody, uh, actual tolerance, like actual tolerance of like, we don't have to agree. Like, you can think I'm an idiot, I can think you're an idiot, but we can still be a friend and have coffee or work together or whatever. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know. I feel really sad for everybody, for what's coming. And I know I probably just sound like a schizophrenic conspiracy person, or I feel sorry for all the women. And I just hope that at some point women decide to rise up and stick together, because if we stay divided, men turning into us is going to be the least of our problems. That's all I can say to that. Well, hi, Luna. Another kitty. It's a house of kitties. All right, go on, Mama. Go on. Go on. She just had kittens too, so she's a little growly butt. Anyway, I don't know. Good luck out there, and I really hope that people start to realize what's what, because how do I even get this across? Just good luck. Good fucking luck. Sorry. I get emotional about this because it's like, you're not gonna believe me anyway because you don't know. Telling you. Telling you. It's not good. You guys need to be ready for it. You really need to be ready for it. I promise you that. I'm not saying this is some sort of Christian who believes it's the end of the world or any of that. I'm telling you, as somebody who has spotted things through the years and tried to warn people about different things through the years and not be listened to and watch the terrible things happen to people. It's very frustrating. It's very frustrating to be able to see and not be taken seriously. But you guys don't know my track record, and you don't know if I'm just some lunatic bitch sitting here raving on the internet. And I really don't have any followers, so it's not like anybody's gonna hear this anyway. But you really should take it serious. Even if you don't like being white or American, even if you don't want to be a Christian, even if you don't want to be a Republican or any of that, even if you just want to be just you doing you, no labels, no nothing, you're fucked if they get in charge. You're absolutely fucked. And I'm not trying to incite whatever. I'm not trying to rage bait or any of that stupid shit. I'm just genuinely trying to tell you, as somebody who has experienced a lot in life and seen a lot, and oftentimes predicts things really too well, I really, really hope that y'all get it together and start researching and shit and realize that I'm right. I know this is getting long, so I need to hurry up. But when I was younger, I don't like crying. When I was younger and I got in a buttload of trouble, part of the trouble I got in, 2 points of it actually, was 2 different things where I told my ex-husband, I got a bad feeling about this. I don't think we should do this. The other thing was, I feel like I have a bad feeling about this person, and I feel like as we know this person, something really terrible is going to happen. And I was right on both accounts. And every time I have ever been made to not listen to myself or somebody else blow me off, it's always gone completely fucking south. It's always, like when I got incarcerated, before I got incarcerated for years, like starting in junior high, I had that feeling right here where I knew I was going to lose my future children. I knew I was going to be separated from them for a very long time, but I didn't know why or how. And I didn't want it to happen. I felt it back when I was about 15. And I got pregnant the first time I was 17, had her at 18. And I could feel myself running out of time with my daughters before I did. And now this feels really solid. And it has for years. And I don't want it to be, I don't. And even my mom is like, I need you to keep an eye on the news and watch stuff because you always notice things. You always catch things before they hit the news. You always tell me what's true before it happens. And I want to know what's really going on. For a while, I wouldn't look at the news because I didn't want to know. But it's like I see through them, you know? And I see so much, and I don't know why, other than the fact that I pick up on patterns and shit because of life being survival, but like, I just really wish people. This is going to be bad, you guys. This is going to be really fucking bad. And I know that sounds like a lunatic. But you keep letting them get too much in charge, and I'm telling you, even in this country, it's going to be bad. Really, really bad. So I hope all you little Call of Duty heroes are ready for it. I hope all you little Call of Duty fuckers who are constantly buying guns to hide under your bed or whatever, all of you who are planning to be a school shooter, save it. Save it for when the shit hits the fan because it's coming. I assure you, it's coming. And I'm not sure it can be stopped because it's so global at this point. They get away with so much now. It's just like when you come across certain people who've gotten really out of pocket because they've been allowed to play the race or gender card or whatever for so long, you know, like that one girl who got in trouble at the WNBA because of being too aggressive, and that chick she took down with the clothesline wasn't even the first one she's been super aggressive to in a short time period. She's an out of control brat is what that comes down to. Is she's basically behaving like a brat. And if it was school, she'd have probably been suspended instead, but she wrecked her own career on being a jerk. And then what does she tweet out? White privilege after she hurts that girl for whatever, you know? But, oh my God, only white people are racist. Don't forget, only white people. We corner the market on that shit. Oh, yeah. That's who we are at the core, right? White devils. Anyway, I'm done ranting. I've had enough trying to talk to y'all. I look like a fucking idiot. All right, so take care. Good luck. Godspeed. And you better learn some self-defense if you've got a vagina. Whether it's store-bought vagina because you had it put on by a surgeon or you were born with the damn thing. You better be careful. It's going to be worse than a prison yard without any officers. All right. Take care. Good luck. I don't know that anybody's going to see this. I don't think anybody's going to sit through an hour. But if you do, well, thanks, I guess. I'm not trying to get monetized or nothing. I'm just ranting in general because that's what I do. All right. Take care. Good luck. Fuck.